Hello. That's a thing. Accent Core Plus R episode point oh no, it's 0.25. It's 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 0.25. That's what it is. Anyway, I'm Kevin.
And I'm no one.
Okay, Drew's not here. He's being a loser. And ooh, I gotta go celebrate my girlfriend's birthday.
Ew,
Yeah.
gross.
Icky. There's probably like cooties. I mean, I hope of all the vaccinations he got, he made sure to get his cootie shot.
Oh, yeah, I heard that's running rampant.
Yeah, listen, you need to get it, or else they're gonna put you on a ventilator. If you don't get circle circle dot dot, then you're in the iron lung.
Over for you.
It's over. Man, how do you think like some like Saturday Night Live whatever shenanigans tried to run that joke and then they just got it shot down because it was bad.
Probably a lot.
There's some writer in there that's just going, but the cootie shot though.
It's funny though. You get it? It's like
It's
cooties and they're like,
it's
what
like
the?
the real thing, but not.
Listen, this is SNL. We do high art. All right, so let's start making fart jokes, guys. Here
Okay,
we
we're gonna
go.
have Elon Musk like floss for 30 minutes. No, that would be my joke.
What was Elon Musk was doing something like, hey, let me do some like Saturday Night Live bits, and they're all garbage.
I want like the high concept Elon Musk thing where it's just him flossing in like an empty studio for an hour. And people like he keeps looking at maybe he'll stop, but the staff just keeps telling him to keep doing it. And that would be the entire show.
He's like looking to the side, like, is that enough? And like,
No, keep going. That would be my joke because it's just sad and pathetic. It's the meta commentary of Saturday Night Live. You,
I don't know. There's something about like Elon Musk. I guess everyone looks at him like he's some sort of intellectual god, but he's just a fucking user code.
he's just like he has the same energy as Notch Minecraft, where you're just kind of a shitty nerd that got a lot of money, but you're not even being cool. Like
No, dog. Look, he was a genius. All right, he was so smart. His family owned a an emerald
apartheid
mine.
Gemerald mind.
Yeah, that's how smart he is.
I mean, like if I was like that kind of like fucking nerd, then I'd have like a really cool Warhammer table or something, and I'd take like pictures of it, and then it's like do something cool. Or not even cool, just be like, oh, that's neat. Be like one of my rich person dream where I'd run like the masked fighting game tournament where it'd have like $1 million, but everyone has to wear a mask. And whenever you get defeated, like the person takes off their mask so you know who it was.
And the problem is, there's going to be one person at the fighting game tournament who's going to know, oh, that's him,
Well, I
because he
mean,
already.
that's okay. There's all like the gimmick is there. If the gimmick is not 100%, that's fine. But the gimmick has to like exist. The attempt is made.
The gimmick is there's like three other guys with blue fox masks.
Yeah. No, what happens is you get Sonic Fox like a special design match because you're rich enough that like goes over his furry mask. So like, or their furry mask, excuse me. And then then they have to take off the regular mask to reveal the furry underneath. That's how I would do it. But yeah. So what was I gonna say? I was gonna talk about Doctor Bees. Doctor Bees is really good. The new Doctor Bees. Did you watch that, Nolan? Harry Partridge making a cartoon coming up from the well. Return of Dr. Bees.
Yeah. Oh.
I liked it. I I really liked the Super Eye Patch Wolf video about Space Jam 2. I don't know if we
Oh,
talked about that.
that video is amazing.
I I really I didn't I really I think my favorite part of that entire video is where his fictionalized Space Jam 2 just holds a still image of Michael Jordan floating in the void for 400 years real time. After he I love that.
So when this is when I started picking up on what kind of video it was, is when it was Miracle Jonas, and then he rearranged the letter. I'm like, oh, I know it's gonna be.
Where that fucking all of the Space Jam producers are just Michael Jordan in like a cowboy hat or like a diving suit. I love it. It's so dumb.
It's so man, like I know it's real late for April Fools, but that is a great video.
I think it's too powerful for April Fools.
That's so like he gets you at the beginning,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, let's see what he's talking about here. Oh, is there a secret behind Space Jam? I want to know this. And then you start picking up with the videos, and you're like, oh, okay, no, now this is just fun.
Yeah. Although what I think makes the video work is that I like the reading into the like such a stupid movie of Space Jam as a chronicle of Michael Jordan's reaching the peak as a human and has to abandon his humanity. There's something about that I really enjoy. The Monstars are the opponent he cannot beat. I love reading into shit like that, and then giving it a meta layer.
So because I watched that, I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to watch Space Jam again.
I have not.
Like, might the new Space Jam is coming up soon. I'm like, might as well rewatch Space Jam one more time.
Yeah, and how is it?
It's still a kids movie.
Yeah.
The only thing I have to say about that movie is they did one part wrong.
What was it?
Do you remember like any parts of Space Jam at all?
Okay, so this is my memory of Space Jam. I remember like the Looney Tunes showing up to abduct Michael Jordan in his house. I remember them training basket. Like I don't remember much of Space Jam. I really don't remember much of it. Like the beat to beats.
Okay, the overall thing is Michael Jordan's like, I'm gonna go play baseball, and he sucks at it.
Yeah.
Everyone's making fun of him. To which I'm like, Michael, why don't you just not play baseball? It's not hard. Go back to playing basketball, you idiot. Do something you're good at. But at one point, you know, the aliens, how they get their powers is they steal it from other basketball players.
Yeah.
And so those basketball players are just kind of like trying to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, Charles Barkley goes to like a neighborhood basketball court, and the kids are like, "Oh my God, Charles Barkley, you want to play with us?" Like, yeah, sure. And he just gets like destroyed by a bunch of kids.
Mm-hmm.
My only thing is at the end of Space Jam, they should have shown Charles Barkley getting his ability back, and then going back and just demolishing those kids.
That would be good.
Because they made a fool of me, an adult.
And that's like the genesis of Shadow Barkley. Or like the darkness. I also would have been okay if they showed like when Charles Barkley lost his talent and then it shows him on the golf range doing his actual golf swing. That's like fucking terrible.
There was a couple of parts in this movie that got me, like when the basketball players were like, oh no, there's something going on in there, some sort of disease or something, and they're talking about the basketball players are doing the acting like, oh, this is bad.
Mm-hmm.
They pull out the little hazmat mask. I'm like, ooh, that hits really close to home.
Oh no.
And then they have to quarantine a bunch of basketball domes. I'm like,
Oh no.
now we gotta have to shut down the NBA because of this disease. And like, oh.
Oh no, Space Jam. See, this is part of the Nostradamus. That's what we're gonna have. Like instead of Nostradamus is like a French man making vague statements about like the future, we'll confer all knowledge of future and current events from the Space Jam.
But no, it's show it to kids. Well, no, you can't even show it to kids now because they're like, who's Michael Jordan? Where's LeBron James at?
Where's the Looney? What are the Looney Tunes?
Dude, put on like Adventure Time for me.
Yeah, put on Teen Titans Go.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, put on Teen Titans Go.
There you and YouTube. That's what the kids are into. Fortnite. They love it.
There literally is no like sports superstar you could use to like make a movie, a vehicle.
I mean, LeBron is close. There would be ones like I would want them to do, but they wouldn't. Like, I would love to see Ron Gronkowski's adventure with the Looney Tunes because he is effectively a Looney Tune himself, as big dumb jock who likes to drink beer and party. I think that would be fun.
No, you couldn't get the Looney Tunes. You're gonna have to go elsewhere with him.
You get like the Hanna-Barbera.
Well, Hanna-Barbera's in this too.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Who be the basketball team?
I want to see like
all the Disney Channel.
Yeah, like the Disney DuckTales.
Oh.
Oh no, it's Winnie the Pooh. But instead of Christopher Robin, it's like Kawhi Leonard has to go to the 100-acre woods.
That's for the baseball Space Jam.
Yeah.
Oh, the nightmare.
Oh, I love it.
And Christopher Robin gets on deck.
Yeah, that'd be incredible. And then Megalovania starts playing as Christopher Robin takes the plate.
No. Besides rewatching Space Jam, like I guess one last time before I'm done with it forever. I've also been watching a new anime.
What's the anime?
Tokyo Revengers.
Oh, I know the concept of Tokyo Revengers, and I will watch it at some point when I'm done painting these Warhammer models.
Literally, take your time, dude. It's like, I mean, it's good, but I'm not gonna say like drop everything. No, it's okay.
Okay, like.
Yeah, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I did like the premise. Like I know the premise is, I can spoil the premise. It's like kid has to go back in time when he was a street punk and beat up other street punks to change the future for the better and like save his girlfriend.
Oh no, okay. It's even more premise than that. The premise is he's like a mid-20-something loser who lives in like a shitty house where all he does is like go to work, stay inside, play video games, and jerk it.
Yeah, like a hero, a fucking king.
And he looks on the news like, oh no, these two people I used to know died, and one of them was my only girlfriend ever in middle school. Oh man, that sucks. My life's not going anywhere. Then he almost dies and gets sent back in time. And I was like, I gotta save the only girl I've ever loved, and change the future. With the help of her kid brother, who he helped survive.
Yeah. I know that he has to keep going back in time. Like he keeps having to go back and fix it or change it.
Well, he goes forward in time to like get information so he can go back in time.
Yeah.
To this point.
It's like the light world, dark world mechanic, but instead of it, it's like 20 years removed or something.
It's what was that one anime?
Erased?
Erased, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It's like that, only the guy has a little more control of when he gets to go back.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't end up as like a baby or one or whatever.
He's not a child murderer.
Yeah.
So it's actually better.
And also, it gives it's that visual fantasy of I could have fucked up those kids with my adult knowledge.
Yeah.
But then you realize you're in your kid body, and you're like, shit. I need both elements, the adult body and adult mind, to beat up the children.
No, you don't, because he's like super. He has like super anxiety now. He's like a 20-something-year-old.
Oh no! Oh shit! He doesn't. He lost powers.
Literally, at one of the opening scenes, there's a bunch of kids fucking with him.
Oh no!
As an adult, when he's an adult.
Oh no!
A bunch of like middle school kids like, watch this idiot, and like knock him over like a moron.
Oh, that's dark. I love it.
No, listen, I think you'd like it, but like when you get a chance.
Yeah, no, it's like, because right now I'm still like, I'm not playing war. The only games I'm playing are card games because I stream them, and it's just I need to get these stupid Warhammer models painted. So
I saw you in Teamfight Tactics last night.
Oh, Teamfight Tactics is fun. I like it. I like Teamfight Tactics. I think the new set's pretty good. It's a bit complicated, but it's pretty good. I messed up when I was streaming it because I tried to be fancy and move all my units to the other side, but then my opponent did it, and then when I was trying to move them back, I accidentally sold one of them, and I broke all my strategies, and I lost. And I was like, I got second, which still gets your rank up points, but it was like my foolishness.
Let's see. Beyond that, I haven't been able to play Resident Evil Village yet.
I watched Pat play it because I was painting Warhammer models. I think he beat it. It seems like it's a decent amount of time, though. Like, he played that. He streamed that thing for like 15 hours. So it's like...
It's not too long.
It's a chunk, but it's like... For a Resident Evil game, that's about... You want it to be 10 to 15... Like, those games are meant to be played on, like, multiple times faster.
Yeah.
Because, like, Resident Evil 2 Remake... My first run, of Chris A or Leon A or something was 7-8 hours, and then the second run with Claire was 2. Because once you know where everything is and the puzzle solutions, you can just kind of blitz through it, which is fine.
Yeah, it's kind of like that for 7-2, where it's real short.
Yeah, but if it's good. Also, that game's really Dark Souls-y. That game is way more Dark Souls than I would have expected.
Like in difficulty or just setting?
Setting.
Yeah.
There are the 4 lords that you must defeat, and then you must gain a part of, the sacred bioweapon to fight the final boss and open the gate. It's come on. Each of them has their own realm.
Hopefully I'll have beaten that 1 or 2 times next week.
Yeah. I'm not worried about it. What I am worried about is getting on the top of Injincho's #1 fucking financial market.
Yeah.
I am now number 6.
Is that not the best mini game ever?
It's really strong. I like it's when I figured out what it actually wants you to do, And I'm like, okay, I got it. Because it wants you to build up your board so you could just like my strategy was just I'm gonna level up my boardroom crew to 30 and we're just gonna ace every single meeting. They can't handle it.
It doesn't matter what you do, you're safe.
Yeah, you crank it. You don't fall. You just constantly stay in the green, and then your 30 squad destroys the shareholder meetings because you put all your super rares in there. You put your super rares in Nugget. I think that's like my boardroom squad.
So everyone uses the chicken in the boardroom squad.
Chicken is really because chicken costs 5 to activate, and it's a really cheap water attack. Because that's how I consider them. I don't know their thing. I just know like in Pokemon rules, it's fire, water. Yeah, like chicken, like Nugget is a very effective water Pokemon. Also provides a lot of notability. Use that on your new. Yeah, like right now I need to consider selling the old cat cafe prostitution house and go for like the big prostitution house.
Big prostitution house, and then you gotta get some of those. You need to get like a ballpark or stadium.
Oh yeah, like I have like the Hello Camera or whatever. Hello Camera's pretty good. I brought a fancy restaurant, or like the 200K ones, just to get it in there.
I've never been like playing that mini game like a couple days straight.
It's like 2 or 3 days. I of my Yakuza time, we're mini gaming, we're financing it. In the story, I'm on chapter 9.
Okay.
So I wanted because I was like, I was trying to clear out some of the side quest, and I was like, okay, I need money for one of them. The little girl needed money for her brother's operation.
I want to be just like those guys over there who are helping kids.
Yeah, those. Well, we fixed them.
Yeah, we fixed them. We taught them the right way.
I taught Ichiban teaches them a lesson with a baseball bat, and then they learn their ways. Like, I would imagine if somewhere I was just scamming, and then a Yakuza man with a baseball bat who thinks he's a Dragon Quest holds it up to the sky and then beats the shit out of you with a baseball bat, you're gonna be like, you know what? Maybe I should reevaluate my life. That game's great. My dad's almost beaten it.
I spent too much time doing the minigame. I went from all the way to the bottom to all the way at the top.
Hell yeah.
Got the number one. And then I walked around town and realized that you could recruit people from town.
Yeah, that's what I've been. Yeah, I was doing that.
Oopsie, because I'm already maxed out, so I don't need them.
Yeah, I'm cruising. It's also the money you get is like crazy. I went from like barely having enough to like I'm dripping. I'm just cash everywhere.
That's when you spend the money to upgrade your weapon shop.
Yeah, that's the current what I'm trying to do. I'm also thinking about just getting enough money so I could just fully upgrade a dragon cart and knock that one out in a day.
Sure.
Just be like, yep, max cart, max all the stats. Yeah, that game's great.
Put an option, like probably. So who are you trying to romance in that game?
I haven't done any of the romance stuff yet.
You haven't been macking on any one of the chicks?
No. Not at the moment. If I had to, I think you got to go with the blacksmith lady.
Oh, okay. That's the best choice because that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's the one I would choose because I feel like you can't go with your subordinate. That's weird. I don't like it. And I don't like the party member girl tried to go with her because to me they feel more that feels more like a platonic like hero adventuring party relationship.
Yeah.
So I'm,
Honestly, it is. Also, she is constantly getting drunk and you're like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that.
no, I just feel like that's like she's part of the crew. You don't bring that in there with the crew. Never romance your party members. I feel like that's just a recipe for disaster. What my dad wanted when he was talking is that he wanted a romance subplot for like Namba and Adachi, like trying to set them up.
Yeah.
He's like, I would love to try to have like, okay, let's get Adachi laid. Like that's your sub quest.
Adachi's got a really fun S link.
Yeah, I did all of his S Link, and I did all of Sachan's S Link. Have not done Namba's for story reasons at the moment.
Yeah. After this area of the story, you'll be able to get it. So don't worry.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. We just gotta go watch some movies.
Other subordinates.
Yeah. So we'll get that. I haven't gotten any other party members.
How do you like the job change system?
It's pretty good. I think at some point I'm gonna have to grind out in the dungeon for some of the attacks on stuff. Like I want to make sure to have what the host ice spell. Apparently that comes in handy
Yeah, that's a good one.
on like everybody that can get it. But right now I'm just kind of it's good. I feel I sort of wish like into Yakuza the next Yakuza game that's going to be RPG. I think I would rather more of the job skills become compatible with like your base job to or cross because there's like only like there's like two per job that are equivalent, and I kind of would rather something like you're going through each path to get skills to make your base stronger, or you still have stuff that's more cross compatible. I think that would be like my complaint.
I would kind of like, I guess, skill slot, where you're picking and choosing from like a limited pool of different job skills you've upgraded.
I like that where there's like I think one of the there was either a Final Fantasy or something that had along that effect where of like your attacks or what it might have even been like Bravely Default did this where you always had like attack and item and your job skills, but you could also put in your like other job skills that you've learned in there. So you could have like attack, black magic, white magic if you've done it high enough to have like a dual class sort of thing. So
I think that might have been Bravely.
yeah, I think that was Bravely. So you could have like in this one you could have your hero breakdancer or your host idol. I think that's what I think that would be the easiest solution for like Yakuza Like a Dragon 2.
Instruction working hero.
Yeah. Because that would actually work with like the title because you have two jobs, so it's Like a Dragon 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like it. But yeah, Ichiban's great. I really like Ichiban.
He's the best, man.
He's such a nice guy. He's also so stupid.
He's too dumb.
I like that every like evil character looks at him and he's like, I know you're not lying. Like they instantly know like this guy's not bullshitting us. He's not being like, oh no, it's like, no, he's too stupid to lie. He does not know where that counterfeit money came from. I will say that I figured out one of the plot lines real quick because I read the Jack Reacher novel, like the first one, which was about making fake counterfeit money. And I'm like, oh, that's what they're doing. Like, instantly. but I did not get the reveal. Minor spoilers. When a character shows back up with like clean shaven and wearing glasses, I'm like, I don't know who this is, and then they speak, and I'm like, oh crap, it's that guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, you go that way, like, what the hell?
Yeah, because they zoomed in on that picture, and I was like, I don't know who this is, and then they zoom in, and then he says it, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I still don't know what the fuck's going on in that game, in a good way.
You know, you're just like Ichiban, man.
I feel a lot like Ichiban, where he's just like, I can see like all these pieces, and I don't know how they're fitting together. Like, I have ideas, but I don't know. Why did I have this fake $50 bill in my pocket? That's the part I don't get. Unless it's some kind of Super Yakuza mind game, which it may be.
You'll find out at the end of chapter 10. I'll tell you that.
I'm assuming it's all going to come together. Hopefully with the Yamato 3. Yeah. I guess...
Yeah, the wall of muscle.
Yeah, the wall of muscle. The wall of muscle is coming down. And the Omi Alliance is invading. Yeah, oh. About the wall of muscle coming down. I'm kind of like pouring one out for Giant Bomb, which effectively seems to be dead.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like on life support for the COVID times.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It kind of felt like it was on the downslope, but at the moment, it feels like it's gone. And it kind of feels that way with the old style of video game journalism, in the sense of video games as product reviews. That kind of, that like the old what you'd read the video game magazine or go to the website to find out, is this game good?
Yeah.
Because right now, I almost feel like, and I was thinking about this in the shower, that we kind of can tell when a video game is good or not without needing a review. Like, majority of the time.
Yeah, you can take one look at it and be like, does this look fun or not?
Or maybe that's just because I've been in the know too long, where I'm like, okay, this is made by this company with these people, and then I've watched like a stream of it for an hour, so I know it's good. I'll just get it.
I don't think it's it used to be you just were in the know, so that's how you'd be able to tell. But I think now it's like, yeah, everyone knows what a good video game is and what a bad video game is because they played enough.
Yeah. I feel like the tricks, the bad deals happen less often now. But it's just weird seeing like the end of kind of Giant Bomb, because I remember when it started, and that was kind of wild. Like when they were in the Whiskey Media kind of basement bar area, which was, good lord, I think Jeff was saying that they started in like 2008. I think it was like, and that's a long time. And it's just been going. But then it's just the media landscape has changed.
That's evolved. I watched Alex's last Luigi Drummond.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm probably going to listen to the final Beastcast sometime today.
Yeah. That I haven't listened to that yet because it's too sad. I don't know if I could do it.
The end of an era.
Yeah. It's just weird because it's also it's kind of like games nowadays, they used to be, it was like value per dollar, I would say, where you'd want your game to like be worth the money, really worth the money you spend in on it. Kind of like if Resident Evil 7, oh, let's just say, yeah, I'll say Resident Evil 7 because it's old. Like, is about a 10-hour game, but it's a pretty good 10 hours. Or even the like remakes and the Resident, like, they're not the longest games, but they're good. But in the old days, that wouldn't have been as good as like a decent game that's 40 hours long because you couldn't buy or play that many games. So you're like, I'd kind of rather it be longer and worse than better and short.
Yeah.
But now I feel like with even stuff like if you go by enjoyment per dollar, we have crap like Fortnite, which is free and is effectively infinite because there's like there's no risk to playing Fortnite and either going, "Yep, I like this," or "Nope, I hated it." You didn't lose anything. I feel like that messes with your dollar for enjoyment. Same as like League of Legends and a bunch of the free to play games.
Yeah.
Like Warframe too. Like Warframe is like I played a bunch of Warframe.
Yeah, I done some hours in that. Or 14,
Yeah.
where it's all the way up to like the latest.
Yeah, it's like level 60 or whatever. I played like through the base game of Final Fantasy 14, and then I'm like, I didn't like it, but I wasn't out anything from doing it. So technically, like in the dollar per money scale, Final Fantasy 14 is a 10 out of 10 because I played it for like 20 hours for $0. Therefore, it's one. I just don't know, like, what are they going to do with the Giant Bomb brand? Are they just going to kind of merge it into GameSpot? Because that's kind of like what it feels like they're going to do.
They might like. I would hope they just hold on to it and then use it for like certain things, but they're probably just going to sell it all.
Yeah. What I would like...
They're going to machinima it.
Yeah, oh, probably. What I would like for them to do, and they probably... It'd be impossible and they wouldn't want to do it. And it would be... But if I was going to make a video game review whatever website, and I had the financial backing, is I would want to get people like Eyepatch Wolf or Mandalore or Civi 11, and I'm going to say, or like Bunny Hop, and I would just say, make videos like a good video every month, but I have like 4 of you guys, so we're going to have like one like decent 15-minute episode, 15-minute video, like a prestige video every week or something. I think that's what I would do.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, because I always enjoy like a good bunny hop video, but
we're literally just going to be sitting around waiting for the next super group to come together and follow.
Yeah, because I don't know if we can. That's also part of the thing is doing this amazingly shitty podcast has taught me that being a video game man is a way harder than I would imagine it to be. Like, I don't think I could do a quick look. I really don't. I think or especially talking on a podcast, it's hard.
Yeah.
Because you gotta have, unless you're the kind of person that prepares. Yeah. I'm not gonna prepare.
No, that's not what we do.
That's for suckers. That's effort. We need to get interns. We need to get interns to edit the podcast. And then another intern to find all the topics to discuss. And then we ignore that topic list and we talk about Space Jam again. Because that's how it goes.
Or Warhammer figurines.
Yeah, Warhammer figurines. Oh man,
how much farther are you with yours?
I have painted of my like 25 or whatever in the starter set. I have painted 2.
Oh wow.
So we're getting there. I've learned some cool tips and tricks. Like if you want to paint gold, you base coat brown. You do a base coat of brown and then you paint the gold over it. It makes it look really good.
Oh.
Apparently, black and silver work the same way. Like you base coat black and then you paint silver over it. Because it apparently just the way the paints kind of color transparency work, it just works well that way.
I still got like 5 more lines that I gotta finish, and then after that, I want to get the Tau Big Pack. Start working on that.
Yeah, I want to get these things done. I want to get this starter set done, and then I want to play a game with the stupid starter set, and then I can start actually thinking about making a list. Because part of me goes, I want to play the game once before I start buying like all the rule books and everything. I need to. I just want to play.
No, see, I jumped the opposite. I've started to build my army first. Exactly what I want to buy.
That's valid.
The best way of not like making sure I don't waste money on stuff I don't need, or at some point is going to be like worthless.
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
that's my intent when I got like the starter box, was that even if I don't use all the models in the actual army, that I have technically a starter list that could be played with anyone that needs to be played with. So it's like, oh, you want to try it out? Well, here's the starter list. It's all good to go.
I think it's either. I think it might actually be next week. Yeah, it is next week. I think they're going to start doing games down at the Outpost.
Yeah, I think he said it was. Yeah, it was might be this week or whatever. It's like the 14th.
Yeah, I just remember like the 14th. So yeah.
Yeah, they're starting to have people show up again, which is cool. We return to normal.
I got my vaccine, so I'm good to go.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting it done. Getting it ready. Slam jam. Thank you, ma'am. But did you get your cootie shot though?
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay. Good. Just checking. I mean, the joke would be that the counterpoint would be you're going to the Warhammer place, so you probably don't need it. You're probably safe.
There's no cooties there.
There's no cooties. There's no cooties in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. Or the far future now, because it's not technically the 31st millennium. But yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. I have to deal with the shame. I had to call my bank because their website wasn't working to show transaction history, and apparently it wasn't working across everyone's. So they had to file like an IT complaint, and then they called me back like a couple days later saying, "Thank you for telling us that this thing wasn't working. We fixed it." I'm like, okay. That was.
I'm like in the process of like switching banks right now.
Oh man, it's all okay. So I think the first time I had to do that, was I withdrew all of the stuff into a check, and then I deposited that check in the new account. I think. But what always scares me is it's the changing of like your addresses and stuff. Like whenever I moved into the apartment, I was always worried that, like, even though it wasn't that worried, because still, like, it would, like, my dad was still at the house, but I was worried, like, are they gonna mess up and send like my bank statement to like the wrong apartment, and some neighbor's just gonna be like, haha, I now know how much money's in this checking account. I always get worried about money. Because I always get the fear that someone's gonna hack in and steal my account because I was looking at too much depraved internet pictures. And that's just the end of it. But what else have I been up to? Nothing much really. Just thinking about Warhammers and card games. The new Runeterra set's pretty good. I like it. I think Azir Aurelia might be a little too strong. I think they might be nerfing Azir to 4 health. That may be a bit better. It's a little too tanky.
Wasn't there something new supposed to come out with that?
Yeah, so what they do is they kind of like every 2 months they release more champions and cards. So instead of doing one big set, they do their set and they split it up between every, I think it's like 2 months. So like you get 1 month on, it's like they'll release a set, and then the next month they'll do a balance patch, and then the month after that they'll release like part 2 of the set, and then balance patch, and then etc. So right now we got Malphite, Aurelia, and Zillion, which are a support to the monuments, which are kind of like cards that sit on your board and don't really do anything, but they provide like passive buffs, or they'll do something in like turns. So those cards get support. And Aurelia, who gives support to Ionia, which wasn't doing very well, but now it's like top tier because it's supposed to be the tricky and elusive faction, which means it's either going to be underpowered or broken. Because when your whole thing is like counter spells and flying creatures, similar to Magic the Gathering, how blue is either the most broken color or unplayable. It's kind of where we're sitting at, but it's not terrible. I would say compared to Magic, at least the new cards are getting played, whereas in Magic that's not quite the case.
Oh, actually, I want to ask you, like, so how do you unlock new cards?
In Runeterra?
Yeah, you don't have to like pay for packs, do you?
No. In fact, it's really kind of like at the beginning, I would say as a graph, like it feels like it's very unfriendly, but once you start playing and get rewards, it gets overly, like, you get effectively infinite card resources. So how they do it is you cannot buy booster packs, but you can buy, if you want, you can buy like specific cards, like wild cards. So you can buy like, you can go to the store and say, I want to buy a rare wild card or whatever. But they do put a timer on it, so you can't buy too many of the rare wild cards. But that's if you want to pay real money. Because ideally, if you just play the game, like every Thursday, it'll unlock a chest or whatever. And that's when you get an influx of gems and stuff and cards. and you kind of basically you can just use the wild cards and the stuff you get for your gems to just kind of unlock any card you want. And there's the paths or whatever. So like you select your region, and your region gives you more cards. And those cards come in boxes of kind of wild cards, so it's kind of like your booster pack, but not really. It's weird. What I would say though is that it's kind of complicated, but trying to make it simply. If you do all your daily quests, or even like not all your daily quests, if you do your daily quest and get to your, you'll be fine. In like 2 to 3 weeks, you will be able to craft any deck you want, and you'll probably have enough cards to craft a couple more.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that seems kind of fair.
Yeah, it is, of all the card games, I would say it's the most friendly to just get your collection and go. Because you can disenchant or whatever the cards as well. So like if you don't like a card, you can just like refund it and get something else. And it kind of works that way. But eventually you're just going to have enough cards. Like you're going to have what you need. Because you can kind of select one of the regions or whatever, and you'll get extra cards and crafting materials for it. So if you want to make the new deck, which is like if you want to make the deep deck that I like, you can select like the pirate faction, and as you level up your daily quest, you'll also be getting bonus cards for like the pirate faction, and eventually you'll get like 90% of the card. You'll like once you get through the faction whatever and like a couple things, you'll have like 80% of the cards of everything, and you can just craft the extras, like the niche cards. It's way friendlier than Magic Arena, which is basically do the daily quest and then you got to get your packs and hopefully the daily gold. And Runeterra is basically like, nah, you just kind of get whatever. Just keep playing it. If you keep playing it, you will eventually have infinite resources, and you're good. Like you can even use like the player draft tokens. They give you like one of those a week if you want to do like the draft mode. And the draft gets you like 2 drafts per token, and you're just it's a lot. I have like 30 draft tokens because I don't like the draft thing, but they just keep giving it to me. It's like, okay. I like it.
Yeah, no, it seems like pretty good to get into.
Yeah.
I've never been in the card game, but that sounds probably like the best one.
Yeah, it's nice because at least right now I feel like none of my because there's basically a year I just didn't play it. Like I did not play Runeterra for like a year because I was upset at the game. Because like in every card game, it turned bad. Every card game turns bad, but with Runeterra, I felt like I could skip it for a year, come back when it got good again, and just resume. And I didn't really lose that much, and I had enough resources banked from when I was playing for a couple months that I could just craft the new cards and basically get back right into it. Whereas if you did that in Magic the Gathering, it'd be disastrous. I feel like if you just stopped playing Magic for like, at least for like a free-to-play player, oh, it'd be real rough to try to get back to like competitive in your collection again. But yeah, like Runeterra is good. I think it's a very solid card game. Plays well on the phone. I'd recommend, like, if you want to try a card game, that's the one I would suggest, because I feel like it's more complicated than Hearthstone, but it's not that complicated. Like you're not getting into some of the stuff, but it's just good. It's just good. But then you could probably take this podcast clip in like 7 months or whatever, when like the metagame has changed, and I go, "This game sucks. I hate it."
It's kind of on and off. I get it.
Yeah, it's basically. I think I did say on the podcast where I feel like the game overall is like a 3.5, but if there's a deck I like to play, then you can bump that up to a 4. But if there's a deck I do not like to play, you can bump that down. Because right now there's a couple decks I'm like, I like them. So it's a 4 out of 5. Pretty good. I like it. Whereas Magic right now it's like a 2 out of 5. It's doo-doo. I am not liking Magic. But I just have to play it to keep... Yeah, I do my Magic the Gathering daily quest chores. And T-Fight's good. But that's like all I'm doing. What movie? Did I see any good movies? Oh, I watched that Amazon Michael B. Jordan movie.
No Remorse.
Yeah.
Any good?
I didn't like it. I think like Michael B. Jordan was fine in it, and the action scenes were fine in it, but I felt like the color grading was a little too dim, where like some of the fight scenes happened in kind of like dirty, dusty areas, and I couldn't tell what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, I also think that the plot and the intrigue kind of failed in that movie because it didn't really work. The best scene they show you is in the trailer where Michael B. Jordan is in the prison cell, and then like he wraps like his prison shirt around his hand and he fights like 6 prison guards at once. Like, that scene's really good. One of the gunfights at the end, I don't know if it was due to bad editing, but it felt like people were teleporting around a building. And I like the crew is pinned down by sniper fire, and through editing shenanigans, which I don't think is edited super well, like it looks like a person walks out like behind, like, so imagine you're in a room and there's a sniper across the street shooting at your room, and one person like leaves the door on your room and then shows up behind the sniper rifle person and starts fighting them. Like, they felt like they teleported. And I think that was just because the establishing area wasn't super well sold, but it looked like people were teleporting between 2 buildings. Because there's like one scene kind of that shows how Michael B. Jordan got between 2 buildings, where he kind of like jumped out of like the second story of like one building and kind of into the room of another building. You know that part in Yakuza where they throw him across that Yakuza building?
Yeah.
Like, I think that happens, but in this movie, but because of like how it was shot and through like one angle, it looked like they were at a crosswalk, and I wasn't exactly sure where the sniper fire was coming from. It looked like they were just teleporting, and that movie was weird. Didn't like that.
Just remember, Michael B. Jordan jumped across the window across to the other side. That's all you have to imagine.
That's they showed you that to show you like, no, this is how it worked. But they did that scene after another character had already done it. So like, because we're following Michael B. Jordan's POV as he is the main character, it looks like another character who did jump across the buildings and attacked it just teleported over there. And I was like, why are they teleporting?
Well, listen, Michael B. Jordan can do it because he's Tom Clancy's No Remorse.
That's exactly right. He is Tom Clancy's No Remorse. Also, part of the problem is they made Tom Clancy's No Remorse a bit too actually crazy. I mean, maybe like where he like there's always the like, we can't take him on the mission. He's a loose cannon. But Michael B. Jordan as Tom Clancy's No Remorse like goes into like a diplomat's cop car, sets it on fire, and then holds the man at gunpoint. It's kind of like, I don't know. Maybe that guy is a bit too loose cannon for your Tom Clancy crew. Like he actually seems quite no remorse. He's too no remorse. But yeah, not the best. Not the best.
I'll probably watch the movies this week. And two movies I've been actually been really wanting to see, which is I'm Thinking About Ending Things,
Hmm.
which is that Netflix movie about. I don't have no idea what it's about, but it looks really neat and it has some really good editing in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of running through all the Mortal Kombat movies now.
Hell yeah.
I've already watched Mortal Kombat 1 again.
Yeah.
And damn, does that movie hold up? Solid.
I want to watch that Zack Snyder zombie movie on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. What was it? It's like Land of the Dead or something.
It's like, I don't know, it's just casino heist but with zombies. My hopes is that one, it's on Netflix, so I'm not technically out any money other than time. And two, I did like Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
I like that movie. It was fine.
Zack Snyder isn't a complete hack. It's just when he does superhero movies.
I think
Well, never mind. Because Watchmen was really good too, but he didn't write that either.
no, it's whenever he writes and whenever he's trying to elevate himself out of schlock. Like, he's just schlock. He should just revel in it.
Yeah.
Like, whenever he thinks he's making a statement, then it's terrible. But when he's doing something that's dumb, it's okay. So that's all I got this week.
And then hopefully next week me and Drew can talk about Invincible and there's something else. But I'll remember it later.
Oh no, you'll always remember it. It'll be 2 to 3 hours later. You'll be doing your daily life, and you go, oh shit, I forgot to talk about X. That's all.
Now that Invincible's over, we have an opening to talk about the ending of everything.
Yeah.
So I think Mark Think is still the best meme to come out of that.
Oh, I'm glad people getting into that. How much of Invincible do you know about?
So before this show even came out, like my friend told me about it, and I did like a deep dive in the wiki and the lore. I'm like, oh shit, this is cool, but I just never read it. But I know what's coming up and what happened.
Okay, because there's gonna be a scene. I'm curious how they're gonna deal with it. Something's gonna happen to Mark, and I don't know if they're gonna how it's gonna be kind of. It's gonna be something.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
So someone really wants to have a baby with Mark, and we're gonna see what happens.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm curious. I wonder how Amazon's gonna tackle that one.
I'm really wondering how long this show is going to go because that comic is like almost 200 pages or 200 issues.
Yeah, it'll probably just. I'm assuming it's going to go until it's not profitable or not getting enough views or whatever.
If it keeps up this quality, then it'll go all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Because damn it was good.
Yeah.
Between this, The Boys, and the new Kick show, I don't know what Amazon's just killing it with the alternate superhero shows.
Oh yeah, I agree. I did get to the point. I'm one episode into Boys season 2.
Yeah,
it's really good.
It's all falling apart immediately.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of where the deep storyline seems to be going.
Yeah.
They keep giving him that Fresca.
Oh man, it goes places you don't like it.
Thrilling.
So much so that more are going to join them.
Because like I know some of the things of the boys like in memory, and I don't want to even talk about it because I don't want to know where this ends. Like, okay, I can do a vague statement that's not spoilery if you don't know, but if you do know, it is a spoiler. So in season 2, do they show you who Black Noir is?
No.
Okay. Okay, so I roughly know where the story is at the moment.
But you get to learn his weakness.
Okay. That's fine. But like cuz the identity of Black Noir matters. That's all I will say. That's a big reveal. It's a cool reveal. I like it. Not going to spoil it. Don't look into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't look into that one. Don't spoil yourself.
When Black Noir does the monologue.
Love Black Noir. He's cool. But maybe I don't love Black Noir. We'll see.
I think, because I know Seth Rogen's a part of The Boys. I don't know if he's a part of Invincible though, but he does voice Alan the.
Yeah. Well, I gotta bounce.
Yeah, that's into that one.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye. Later days. Oh crap.